Hello, everybody. John Felt here. I think the big story this week is we're going to be watching Tropical Storm Alberto down there in the Gulf of Mexico. And one of the things I think we need to keep an eye on is see if that brushes the eastern Corn Belt. Other than that, it looks like summertime weather for a while, but especially over the southwest U.S. So let's get going with the briefing here and see what we can take a look at this week. Well, like I said, it looks like this tropical storm here is moving up towards the north. I think the big story with this is going to be some rough ocean or Gulf of Mexico conditions, but the big story will be the rain. And parts of the southeast U.S. have been dry, and this might very well is going to go from drought to flood. Now, up in the upper Midwest, we're going to have some action here. Everywhere else looks like in between. But again, what we're going to have to watch here is if this will drift up enough to impact parts of maybe southern Indiana, southern Illinois, Ohio, and definitely Kentucky and Tennessee. Now, before I get to the forecast, let's look at the last week. And boy, talk about a summertime pattern. We've really gotten into this. Look at this pot mark type pattern. Iowa received a couple areas of 2 inches of rain, but man, it was like right from one area, some pretty heavy rain, like right here, and then you go up here and hardly anything. So that was that summertime type pattern. Now, interesting in the southeast U.S., look at the rain here already ahead of this system. This is 5 inches or more. So we still have some areas that need more rain. It's generally up across almost all of Kansas, across a good part of northern Missouri, far southern tier of Iowa, and some areas up in the upper Midwest. But really, I think the area in the primary growing regions, sort of right in this area right here, we need additional precipitation. Now, over the area that might get the heavy rain, we're in pretty good shape, so we don't necessarily need more rain in that area. But we do have a couple spots that are wet. These are the areas in green. We don't necessarily need more rain in those areas, and we might get some this week. Now, temperatures last week were very hot over the eastern Corn Belt. Temperatures were 6 to as much as 8 degrees above normal over regions, especially southern Illinois, southern Indiana, southern Ohio, all of Kentucky, and most of Tennessee. But even the rest of the Corn Belt had temperatures 4 to 6 degrees above normal. So summertime patterns, we have higher dew points, we have that heat of the day, scattered thunderstorms. So this week, like I said, we look at the upper jet stream. Here's Alberto moving in out to the west, a ridge of high pressure really pumping up the temperatures. So what we see this week is the high heat and humidity off to the southwest, and we see the clouds and precipitation with Alberto moving up here to the north. So this is only on Monday, Memorial Day. So when we get in the middle of the week, clouds are going to be holding temperatures down and possibility of moving up into that region. We also are going to have some chances of severe storms in the far western Corn Belt with this area of low pressure out in this region. So overall, most of the area, very similar to last week, a summertime pattern. The two areas we need to watch are the very far western areas, pretty much out of most of the primary Corn Belt, with some exceptions. And then, like I said, as Alberto comes up to the north, are we going to get some rain in parts of the eastern Corn Belt? So there's Alberto brewing in the Gulf of Mexico, pretty unorganized right now, but I think the waters in the northern Gulf are above normal, so we could get some development as it moves into that region. And just to give you some timing, here's Wednesday and here's Thursday. So this is when we're looking at the prospects of that rain. And, this is so far out there. It's only a tropical storm. Could be a lot of changes, but I will be updating you throughout the week for that potential for very heavy rain as it pushes from the southeast U.S. into the Ohio River Valley. I wanted to also mention we do have some of the storms could get quite strong today, and then again mainly on Memorial Day. Now let's get to the end of May into early June, and the real dominating factor is this ridge of high pressure with sort of pushing up to the north here. And that's going to mean really hot temperatures over most of the Corn Belt in that 6 to 10 day range. Alberta will keep things down over the eastern Corn Belt this upcoming week, but then after that gets through, really looks like temperatures quite hot. And if we don't get any rain in this area, remember how dry this area is here? we're looking at temperatures 5 to 8 degrees above normal, right in an area that's quite dry. 5th through the 10th, well, the high pressure is still here, so we still have that ridge over the middle part of the nation, but there's some hint of maybe a backdoor cold front here, and that could bring temperatures down a little bit as we get into that 11 to 14 day range, but that's quite a ways out there. Unfortunately, for areas that are really hard hit by drought, it is going to be accelerating over the next couple weeks over the south central and southwest U.S. So here are your precipitation departures for week 1. 2 areas. Here's 1 and here's 2, and this will be the one we'll see how far north that'll go. Here's week 2. Looks pretty quiet over most of the area, except for maybe the upper Midwest. And I just wanted to point out that this is the 6 to 10 day, the high heat, well above normal temperatures in red, and then as we go into the 8 to 14 day, also some pretty high heat. So I think the story this week will be interesting to watch Alberta as it moves onshore, see how far north it works, and I will be updating you, all my friends over the Eastern Corn Belt. I'll be updating you throughout the week to see how far that precipitation will move. Have a great week.